Hello there everyone, welcome back to another video about the One Piece card game. I am continuing my OP03 Pillars of Strength coverage with another deck profile, this time for Smoker, everyone's favourite Vice Admiral who has completely fallen out of relevance in the story. Yay! If you are enjoying these deck profiles, I would highly recommend you do check out the full list of them. I've basically done every single relevant leader at this point, at least in the recording. You might not have seen them all yet, but they're coming, and if you're interested in those, you should subscribe to the channel for more One Piece card game content, and of course like this video if you do enjoy it, but you can wait till the end to do that. Also, if you're interested in in-depth guides to any of these decks, I actually put out an OP02 in-depth guide back during for Smoker during that format. You can find that on my Patreon, linked in the description. Of course, on my Patreon right now, the exclusive content is OP03 guides. If you're interested in getting a flavor for what those in-depth guides include, you can check out my OP02 guides for free on my YouTube channel. Please do check those out. I think they're really, really good. They're really useful. People have used them to get top 8 at events. Shilling out of the way, let's go ahead and get started with this deck profile. So we're talking about Smoker. Let's talk about the leader effect. This is kind of Katakuri at home. Don 1, activate main once per turn. Choose up to one of your opponent's characters and give it -1 to their cost for the turn. Then, if there is a character with a cost of 0 in play, you gain 1k. So, unfortunately, it's not always going to be 7k. I kind of wish it just got the 1k anyway. That would have made it really, really nice. But obviously, this is quite nice in just giving your opponent little minus costs here and there to just turn all your effects slightly better. So, let's talk through the cards we're playing here. 4 copies of Suru. Generally speaking, this is just played because it's a 2k counter, but sometimes that on play to give -2 cost does come up. Play 4 copies of Brand New. This is a top 3 searcher for Navy. This is a Navy focused deck, so you are absolutely wanting 4 copies of this guy. 4 copies of Fukuro. This is the best black card from OP03. This is a blocker that cannot be KO'd by effects. It's a chump blocker. So typically speaking, chump blockers have just kind of fallen off because 5-cost Marco exists. But because this cannot be KO'd by effects, it retains its incredibly high levels of value. I mean, if your opponent's going to 3000 worlds it, fine, but like blue is not the most relevant deck in the meta. 4 copies of Kobe. This card is really good. So on play, you can trash a card from your hand to KO one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 3 or less. Of course, with the Smoker effect, it's very easy to make this KO a 4 or less with just 1 extra Don, and we have lots of Don minor synergies to make Kobe really overperform. Play 4 copies of Toshigi. This is a 3/4, 2k counter. Activate main, you can tap it to give up to one of your opponent's characters -2 to their cost during the turn. Typically speaking, you are just going to be using this as a 2k counter, but it is a nice option to have. We play 4 copies of Caulifla, mainly to increase the cost of the deck because you've got to pick up the alt arts. I'm sorry, legally required. You know, when you play the War Crime deck, you've got to play the War Crime deck at maximum rarity, but you are generally playing this just because it's a 2k counter. We play 4 copies of Kuzan. This is amazing. It's an on-play to draw a card, and then when attacking, give up to one of your opponent's characters -4 to their cost during the turn. Obviously, this is really, really good. Synergizes with your removal. If you swing Kuzan and then you play a Sakazuki, you are popping 9 costs or lowers. Of course, with 1 Don, that is 10 costs, so you're removing anything. In combination with the Kobe, you are able to pop up to 8 costs with that 1 Don, and that's basically everything relevant. Just a really, really powerful card. You just want to be careful when you're actually attacking with it because it's probably going to get hard focused. We play 4 copies of Borsellino. I'm not even going to bother talking about this card because we all know it's completely insanely busted and really, really good. We play 2 copies of Virgo. Again, this is mainly played because it's a 2k counter, but it is a 5/5 that with a Don on it can't be KO'd by battle, which can come up, but generally speaking, we're just playing this because it's a 2k counter. We play 4 copies of Smoker. This is a 5/7 that cannot be KO'd by effects, and that's really, really nice. If Ace is running around, on force, to be able to build a board of big units that just can't be immediately flame empered is really, really good. Also, it has the effect Don 1. If there's a 0 cost in play on your opponent's board, you just get to get double attack, and swinging a 5/7 with double attack is just going to force cards out of your opponent's hand that maybe they don't want to be losing. We play 4 copies of Sakazuki. We know why. He's the #1 war criminal, 6/7. You pop a 5 cost or lower when he enters play. Obviously, 6 cost or lower with the Smoker effect, and then, you know, potentially even bigger than that. Super, super powerful removal card. We play 3 copies of Isho, my absolute favorite new card in OP03. This is an 8/9 with an effect Don 1 on your turn to give a blanket -3 to your opponent's board. That's pretty good, but the real reason this guy is insane is an on play to trash 2 from your opponent's hand if they've got 6 or more in hand. Guys, you're always going to be able to get this effect off, and it is insane. The amount of times you will disrupt your opponent's key combo, you will remove their key attack pieces, their key defense pieces. This is such high value. It's like, I mean, it's sort of the worst case scenario of imagining it is it's like it's just got rush attack for 7 and your opponent stops it, right? Like you're just removing cards. It is phenomenally good. This can also randomly just set you up for lethal as well. Depending on if your opponent just loses 2 2Ks, you can be like, I don't think they got much counter in hand anymore. Play 1 copy of Kuzan because, you know, why not? We know this card is amazing. And we play 4 copies of Impact Wave. This is one of the best counters in this game, one of the best event counters in this game to this day. Being able to pop 3 costs or less is just really, really good. And against red being such a wide part of the meta, you're basically always going to get this off, because if they've got a chump blocker out, it's dying, and if they've got one of their pluses that they didn't attack with first, it's also dying. And usually they got 2 to 3 of the pluses out, so you're going to get some value out of this. But if your opponent sucks and like plays a Rush Zoro and then attacks, you can really punish them. So that is it for the Smoker deck profile. Overall, what do I think? I think this is a solid mid to upper end tier deck. I think getting a top searcher really did help. Like, actually having some modicum of consistency definitely helped the deck in terms of its performance. But you know, fundamentally, red was its worst matchup in OP02, and the tools we got didn't really improve that. Now, what did help is red moved more into the mid to late game, so that has helped the performance of the deck, which is why this isn't just all the way down in the bottom tiers. I definitely think this deck can perform, but it does require a little bit of technical play now and then to just kind of get used to exactly how you've got to structure your turns and when you want to use your removal. You just need a little bit of experience. I highly do recommend giving this deck a try. You should give this list a go, but it's just a baseline list to build off from. I'm not saying this is the be-all and end-all, and if you have any changes you would like to make, you should leave those in the comment section down below, or let us all know your testing results. If you enjoyed this video, please do like it, subscribe to the channel for more One Piece content. Again, check out my Patreon, linked in the description. I really would appreciate any support over there. But that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Cheers.